Hello everyone, and welcome to this video, the 13th in a series of such videos. And this particular video contains a single sentence in modern English that might be used in general everyday discourse. And this single sentence has been translated into its Old English equivalent. I just want to go through the process of translation and the many different translations that are possible, just to give you some sense of how things work. So the sentence we're using today is, I'm looking forward to hearing of your progress in learning Old English. So let's make a start. All right. And of course, I end up jumping through too many screens at once, so I'll fix that now. Okay, so our first one, ich thinare eldum Englische lernen je werksen je hieren farelokende. Okay, so what that's saying is I, the subject, am is the verb in second place, as all Germanic languages have. And then we have here thinare, eldum Englische lernen. Okay, thinare is the feminine of your, and then we have eldum Englische, okay, which is in the dative. Then we have the verb to learn, the verb for to grow, to progress, the verb for to hear, you hear, and then there's a verb here, this farelokende means looking forward to. So lokende is the looking part, present participle, looking, and fara is to the front, the for, looking forward to. So I am looking forward to hearing of your progress in learning Old English. I am of your Old English learning, to progress, to hear, looking forward. Okay, I have in previous videos I pointed out that the first verb goes into the second place, as in all Germanic languages, and then second, third, fourth verbs go to the end. So the second verb goes to the very end. So am is the first verb, second place. Looking forward, single verb farelokende, present participle, because it's taking place in the present, and ongoing in the present. And that goes to the very end. And then other verbs, to hearing, to hear goes here, progress goes here, and learning, to learn goes here. Okay, maybe a slight problem with this translation is that I'm doing the hearing and the looking forward, but it's you or you who are doing the learning and the progress. So maybe they're not the best of translations. It does work, but there is that issue there where these two verbs are the actions I'm doing. That's to hear and looking forward. But the learning and the progress are your actions, your verbs, and maybe that's not quite clear in this translation. Let's have a look at another translation. Okay, ich thinare eldum Englische lernen je werksen hieren farelokende. Now the only difference between this one and the previous translation is the prefix je has been removed from hieren. It just means to hear. Okay, so I am looking forward to hearing of your progress in learning Old English, to hear. The GE part, which I'll talk about later at the end of the video, has been dropped. Let's move on to the next translation. And that's the only difference between this translation here and the one on the previous slide. Next one. Ich thinare verremminge on eldum Englische lernen je hieren farelokende. Okay, now what's happened here is I am thinare of your progress, and this is a noun. This is a noun in the accusative. Okay, it's a feminine noun, and hence we need the word thinare, the feminine form, feminine accusative, genitive, my apologies, feminine genitive of your, thin, your, and the feminine genitive of that is thinare. Verremminge, feminine noun, meaning progress, in Old English to learn, to hear faralokende. Now, je hieren and faralokende are the verbs, are the actions on my part, but the learning, to learn, is the action on your part. So again, probably not the best translation, but you can do it. Notice we've eliminated one of the verbs. We had je werkzaam before. Well, that's now become the noun verremmingen. Okay, so I think it's a better translation, but this still could be improvements. Let's have a look at the next. Okay, icem thinare verremmingen on eldem Englische lernunge je hieren faralokende. Now, I like this one a whole lot better. This one I think is more accurate. Now, I am of your, because this is the genitive, you use the genitive rule in translation, so you put an of in front of the pronoun. So thine is your, thinare, the feminine. So when you translate this feminine genitive, you translate into modern English as being of your. Okay, here I've got about your, but of your would be the appropriate way of going about it. I am of your progress in Old English learning. This is now a noun. This is now, and in the dative, eldem Englische lernunge. Those three are in the dative. Okay, they follow the preposition and they're taking the dative. Verremmingen here takes the accusative. So I am of your progress in Old English learning to hear, looking forward to. Better translation, I like that one. Next one. Icem thinare verremmingen on eldem Englische lernunge tol je hierene faralokende. Okay, so I am of your progress in Old English learning, looking forward to hear, looking forward to. Okay, so to hear, looking forward. Okay, I am looking forward to hearing of your progress or about your progress. They're both valid translations. With the thinare here, it's the genitive, so you should really, instead of the word about here, you should have of your progress, which is the original sentence we were talking about. I think I forgot to change the about there. Of would be more appropriate, and the same with the previous slide. Next one. Icem faralokende to hierene thinare verremmingen on eldem Englische lernunge. Okay, eldem Englische lernunge is in the dative. All three words are in the dative. Verremmingen is in the accusative. Thinare, feminine genitive of your. And then here we've got all the verbs together in this second place, this verbal phrase, if you like, here, or verb phrase. I, the subject, and then am looking forward to hear of your progress. Sounds more like modern English, doesn't it? Okay. The word order is flexible and it is reasonable to do that. You can do that. Okay. I mean, I don't generally expect second, third, fourth verbs to go to the end and backfill in. So the second verb goes to the very end, third verb to the second last place, fourth verb to the third last place, and so on. And the first verb is in the second place. Okay, you expect that. Okay, you can have this, in a sense, all the verbs together in that second place. I am looking forward to hearing of your progress in learning Old English. I am looking forward to hearing of your progress in Old English learning. Okay, to hear. Okay, I am looking forward to hear of your. Next bit. Icem faralokende thinare verremmingen on eldem Englische lernunge to je hierene. All right. So here, now in the second place, we have am looking forward to of your progress in Old English learning to hear. So I am looking forward to hearing. Okay. I am looking forward to hearing of your progress in learning Old English. So it's taken one of the verbs and put them to the end. Okay, you still have this verb phrase in here of two verbs. Okay, and you can do that as well. Next one. Icem faralokende to je hierene hoe thu verremmast on eldem Englische lernunge. Now, Oldham English lerununga is all in the dative. Okay, fremast is the accusative noun for progress. How you progress. Okay, how you progress. Actually, so you can work that there. I am looking forward to hearing how you are progressing in learning Old English. I am looking forward to hearing how you progress in Old English. All right. Another possibility. It's another one. You've got all the verbs in here. Let's have a look at another one. Ich am of hoe they verremast on Eldam English lerunge to je hier en verlokende. Here I am of how you, they as you, progress in Old English learning to here looking forward to. Another way of interpreting it, just this flexible word order. Next one. Ich am hier en verlokende for thinner Fremenge on Eldam English Lerunge. So I am looking forward to hearing about about your progress in learning Old English. So a slightly different sentence, slightly different translation into modern English, but same, more or less the same sort of thing. So I am to hear, looking forward to, about, of your progress in Old English learning. Okay, let's keep going. Ich am hier verlokende voor hoe tu on Eldam English lerunge je werksende. Okay, now your werksende is progress, and it is in the present participle form. The end tells you that. Present participle form has gone to the end. So I am to here looking forward to for how you are in Old English learning progressing, present participle, progressing. So I'm looking forward to hearing how you are progressing in learning Old English. Is the modern translation, modern English translation. Next bit. Ich am hier verlokende voor hoe tu on eldum, Englische lerunge voortgaande. There's a hyphen between forth and gaande. Okay, and that's another word for progress, another verb for progress. I am looking forward to hearing how you are progressing in learning Old English. Now, voortgaande is progressing. Okay, so I am to hear, looking forward to, for how you are in Old English learning progressing. Next translation. Ich am verlokende thinner verremmingen on Eldam Englische lerunge je hieren. Okay, so I want to hear. So I am looking forward to hear of your progress in Old English learning. So I'm looking forward to hearing of your progress in learning Old English. All right, keep going. Another translation. Ich bail, the to be verb. I am. Ich bail, I be, of your progress on in Old English learning to hear, looking forward to. So I'm looking forward to hearing of your progress in learning Old English. Another possibility. Keep going. Now, I want to give you a warning about ChatGPT by way of some examples. All right, now I'll probably have to hide that image for a bit. All right, now I asked ChatGPT to translate the modern English sentence. So I'm looking forward to hearing of your progress in learning Old English into the early West Saxon dialect of Old English. And it gave me the following response: Ich jesir we yeonge to je hierene of thinum fartgange on lerunung Old English. Old English. Now here, this is way, the symbol woon, the woon symbol, pronounce that as way, we, young. Okay. Now, when I questioned about the correctness of its translation, it gave me the following response, which is very interesting because this bit here, I am looking, we young. Doesn't make sense. What has that got to do? Anyway, it gave me this. I apologize for the confusion in my earlier response. The inclusion of we yeonge, we young, in the translation was an error. It does not contribute to the intended meaning of the sentence. The correct translation would be Ich yesir tol yehirene of thinam farat gange on lernung eld English. Now, and it goes on to say, ChatGPT continues to say, I appreciate your attention to detail and I apologize for any confusion caused by the mistake. Okay, so there's some problems here. This Lernung is in the nominative, but there's already a nominative up here. It's me, I, the subject of the sentence, ich. So Lernung cannot be in the nominative. It can be fixed, and I will fix it. Odd spelling here of eld with long e, eld, but it could be in early West Saxon. It could be eld. That's all right. That's all right. I can handle that, but I'm a bit concerned here. And here we have of your, now this is in the dative. Thinum, farat, ganga, both words are in the dative. And yet learnung here is in the nominative, which is not correct. So we'll have a look at that and how we can fix that. And also, what does this yasir mean? We'll have a look at that. All right, so ChatGPT's response can nonetheless be improved to give ich yasir tol hierene thinum farat ganga on lernunge eld English. Now, if this is going to be the dative here after these verbs, which you can do, the accusative does not have to follow the dative, but then this part here needs to be in the accusative. Okay, now generally a preposition on takes as its object things in the dative. Now, it can sometimes, though, take objects that are in the accusative. But generally, the preposition on will take as its object the dative. Okay, but the dative, but the object can be in the accusative. Okay, and in the accusative, in the dative, there's generally a sense of stationariness. There's no motion. It's just a position. But if there's a sense of movement, then the preposition can take the accusative, and the accusative shows that sense of movement. So if lernunge, eld English, all three words are in the accusative, okay, then that's okay because that implies there's some sort of progress in the learning of Old English, some sort of sense of motion in the learning of Old English. So the preposition here can take as its object the accusative. So that's okay. But in the ChatGPT version on the previous page, there was no E on the end of lernunge. And that meant it was just lernung, which is the nominative, which is not possible. Okay, simply not possible. Now, thinum is the dative of your, thin is your, and thinum is the dative of your, the dative of thin. Varthgange is also in the dative. Okay, so it's progress. Okay, so I am looking forward to hearing of your progress in learning Old English. That's okay. Let's have a look at the prefix, the GE prefix, the y prefix. In Old English, the prefix y, usually a G with a, when I do it on this channel, it's G with a dot above it and the E next to it. Now, this was often used to form past participles of verbs, and it could be used in the formation of verbal nouns. It doesn't have a direct equivalent in modern English, but it generally conveyed a sense of completeness or intensification. In the phrase tol yehirene, now this is ChatGPT telling me this, the y prefix is part of the infinitive form yehirene, where hirene is the verbal noun derived from the verb hiran, to hear. The y here serves to form the verbal noun and doesn't have a direct translation in this context. So tol yehirene, up here, tol yehirene, can be understood as to hear or for hearing in modern English. I'm translating it. So to hear or for hearing. The y contributes to the formation of the verbal noun without a direct counterpart in the translation. So you translate those to hear or for hearing. In Old English, the prefix "ye" had various functions, and in the case of "yesia", it is used to form the past participle of the verb "seon", to see. So past participle mean ongoing action in the past. The "ye" prefix, when added to a verb, often indicated completion or result, similar to the past participle in modern English. So an action completed in the past, even though it may be ongoing in the present. Okay, so yesia can be translated as I see or I have seen. The ye giving you that past sense. Depending on the context, the ye is contributing to the past participle form of the verb, indicating a completed or perfected action. Okay, now, for me though, my preferred translation is "Icem thinare verremenge on eldem Englische lernunge jehieren verlokende." So I am of your progress in Old English learning to hear looking forward to. That's my preferred. So what you have is a verb in the second place. Then you have the genitive of "theme", feminine genitive. It must be feminine because verremenge, the noun for progress, is a feminine noun. So the genitive of "theme" must be in the feminine. So thinare. Then you have a preposition "on", in this case "in", meaning in, no sense of motion. It's just Old English learning. And then "to hear", because I'm doing the hearing, I'm the subject and I'm doing the hearing, and I'm doing the looking forward to. So this is the present participle looking forward to. Okay, lokende. Lokende is looking, present participle of looking. Fara means looking forward to. Okay, now ChatGPT also provided the following, which I thought was interesting, so I've included it. Ich tol thinam gange on eldum Englische lernunge hier rende. Okay, I am towards your progress in Old English learning, listening as in present participle. So, which is really getting to what we want. So here you've got "thinam gange", the dative coming after the verb in the second place, and the accusative coming after that and after a preposition. Okay, so eldum Englische lernunge. Okay, here in the accusative, although eldum is dative, but anyway, that's what it gave me. In the phrase "Ich tol thinam gange on eldum Englische lernunge hier rende", the word "to" serves the function of indicating direction or purpose. So in this context, it contributes to the meaning of looking forward to or anticipating. "Tol thinam gange" can be translated as "to your progress" or "for your progress". "On eldum Englische lernunge" means in learning Old English. Now that is in the dative, and this is also in the dative. But anyway, "hierende" is derived from the verb "hieren", meaning to hear or to listen. Okay, so this is the present participle. So listening is another way of translating it. So the phrase as a whole can be translated as "I am looking forward to hearing about your progress in learning Old English". The "to" helps convey the sense of purpose or direction toward the progress mentioned. Okay. Now up here, you notice the accusative doesn't appear. Now you've got the subject and the nominative. You've got the verb in a second place. Yep. Towards, a preposition of your progress, but this is in the dative. And this again is in the dative as well. There's no accusative following the verb in the second place. But we can still work out what we're saying. I am towards your progress in Old English learning, listening. I mean, it conveys the sense that I am looking forward to hearing about your progress in learning Old English. It makes sense. even though you'd expect to find after the verb here in the second place, you expect to find the accusative either here or at the end, but there's not, it's all dative. So you can do that. Yeah, preposition, dative, preposition, dative. And then the verb listening, hearing, present participle hearing, hörende. And that's where the hearing comes from, but you could do that as well. Notice there's no accusative in there, it's all dative. Preposition, dative, preposition, dative, and then the present participle verb hearing. Oh well, different ways of doing it. That's the end. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Oh, I do. Yep, there we go. Thank you very much for listening and watching. I appreciate that. If you can, please hit the like button and share this video around to promote this channel and encourage other people to view it and use its resources. And hoping everybody's having a Merry Christmas. I'm wishing you all an early Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.